The Indian Art Mart has grown by leaps and bounds, but the need of the hour is the development of infrastructure. One such institution that is dedicated to developing infrastructure within the art space is Khoj, and we bring you an insight into its facilities. Indian art has been painting profitable pictures across the globe, but alongside the auctions and the monetary buzz surrounding the art scene in metros lies another reality. In a plain two-story building at the Khirki village in South Delhi resides the Khoj International Arts Association, one of the handful associations that are dedicated to the development of infrastructure for arts in India. Part of the Triangle Arts Association, Khoj sees its role as an incubator for art and ideas, artistic exchange and dialogue in the visual arts. Its aim is to give artists a platform to experiment with new mediums of contemporary art and an opportunity for cross-cultural exchange with artists from across South Asia through their residency programs and workshops.
I have a small fellowship from the American Institute of Indian Studies, which has funded me for 9 months of research and production of sculptures. But without Khoj, I would never have had the technical support or even a venue, a place to present work of this kind. And I might also add that I've so much enjoyed the fellowship and interaction with the other artists, two very extraordinary artists in this show with me, Susanta and Takehito.
While the residencies function as art laboratories for artists, the institution serves as a thinking tank that encourages artists to push their creative abilities. Artists from across South Asia are invited on a regular basis and are given a stipend of about 20,000 rupees to create works that are exhibited at the end of the workshops.
Khoj is a kind of platform for alternative art studies, art practice. So those who are doing different kind of works, and for them, it's really a very good platform. And last 10 years, Khoj is doing very well. So here, the performance art and installation art, video arts, etc., etc. And we see that the international artists also come and they work with Indian artists also. So it's a kind of dialogue with the international artists. So it's a great development.
While the focus of Khoj is to build infrastructure for artists, what it also does is encourage public or community art. Public art aims to experiment, engage and collaborate with people and address social issues at hand through the framework of art. 2007's opening residency at Khoj focused on the theme of eco-art. It hosted two Delhi-based artists, Atul Bhalla and photographer Ravi Agarwal, who worked on the concerns surrounding the river Yamuna in Delhi as a water and ecological entity. The association was also the first to rub shoulders with 151 art galleries from across the world to showcase contemporary Indian art at the well-known Frieze Art Fair in London in October. The works presented included those of Bharti Kher, Subodh Gupta, Anita Dubey, Sheba Shashi, Ranbir Kaleka, to name a few. I now have with me Ms. Pooja Sood, who is the director of Khoj, and we speak to her about what really Khoj stands for and its plans going ahead. Welcome to the show, Ms. Sood. It's a pleasure talking to you. You know, Khoj has been established since past 10 years. What are the core objectives and what was the basic concept to establish an institution like Khoj?
This started in 1997, and I have to say it was really an artist-run initiative. There were 7 of us who started it. There were 6 artists: Subodh Gupta, Bharti Kher, Manisha Parekh, Ladi, Ajay, Desai, and others, including myself. And the real importance at that point, and we're talking 1997, was really to have a space which was an alternative space to do site-specific work, just to experiment. It was a very conservative time at that moment, and a lot of the younger artists really wanted a space like that. So we just went out and did it for ourselves. Today the galleries are much, much more open, much more supportive, and that's great. So the thing is not to replicate what they're doing, but to be supportive of each other and do stuff that maybe they're not looking at.
So it is correct for me to say that this is actually an institution that focuses on building infrastructure in the arts sphere in India.
We'd like to believe that, because I think we're one of the few organizations that are completely self-funded. We have no support from the government, nor do we have support from any Indian corporates, except now. The Ratan Tata Foundation has very kindly given us a 3-year grant to support similar initiatives in the Northeast, in Bombay and in Bangalore. So we thought that, but our core support comes from international institutions, which is sad. However, having said that, I think we believe that in creating these forums and creating models that hopefully will be sustainable, we've contributed our bit to developing infrastructure to the arts.
Okay, so in terms of facilities, what all facilities do you have? Do you have documentation, archival facilities?
Well, I think one of the first things that we do have is actually residencies. We have studios and we have residencies. And since '97, at a time when the world was not globalized, we've actually we've had artists from different parts of Africa, from South Africa, Kenya, Mozambique, etc. We've had artists from the Middle East. We've had artists from different parts of Asia. And I think our core strength is that we've been able to build similar organizations and networks in South Asia. So Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal. We have a lot of interaction going on between several artists here.
You were also one of the first who took Indian contemporary art to the Frieze Art Festival. How was the whole experience?
Wow, we were really, really honored, I think, because we do know that Frieze invites only 2 not-for-profit spaces every year. So we're very fortunate. Last year there was somebody from Cairo and I don't know where else, but this year it was us from India and from Morocco. It was a fantastic experience in terms of profile of Khoj. I do think people were, we took an exhibition of some of the projects and the work that has been done here. And I think we got great feedback in terms of how exciting it was. Some artists walked in, saying that, wow, this is a really interesting exhibition. So it was great for us, yeah.
Okay, so where do you see Khoj 10 years from now?
Wow. Well, I hope still thriving, still being an exciting space for new work, whatever is new at that point, and with great energy, with younger people doing what they really think needs to be done for the local scene.